I think it's episode 205. No, 225 or 35. It's it's something close to one of them. Fuck. Right, I'll find it in a minute. I can find this. Because I can't remember what fucking episodes we're on. Jesus Christ. 265. Holy shit, I was off. I knew I was off. That's why I had to check. Because I keep forgetting which number we're on, man. I've done so many of these. It's not my fault. Right. Mhm. I can. I can. You don't know it. You don't know it. It was in front of me. That's why I had to check the other window. Okay. No, look. You know I'm incompetent. I'm just saying. Like you know this. I don't. That's the problem. Okay, Animal Crossing. China bans international online gaming after Hong Kong protests in Animal Crossing New Horizons. Oh, by the way, this went further than this. They've actually banned all online gaming from outside of China if you're in China. So you can only play with your own people. Mm. Yeah.
China would never do something like that. I mean, it's not like they haven't been sending out faulty testing kits and PPE all across the world. I don't know why the fuck anybody listens to China anymore. It's like, how much fucking more evidence do you need? Are you completely blind?
Yeah, they are. It's really weird, man.
I don't know. I think they even had masks that were I'm pretty sure it was China, though. Like, don't completely quote me on me, but they had masks that had traces of the COVID-19 on it.
That just
Supposedly,
fuck.
yeah.
I mean, it could be on purpose or it could just be massive incompetence. It doesn't really matter one way or the other.
It's incompetence, man. Like
I mean,
like everyone knows, right? If you buy stuff from China, usually it's cheaper,
because
because
it's shit.
they. Well, no, it's because they. It's not because it's shit, or you can get a really good product from China. The problem is most of them are not quality controlled that well, so you can get a batch of excellent ones, right? And your next batch could be fucked. Like they don't have proper quality control usually.
Which makes it completely useless.
It makes it really cheaper though, right? And usually, if you get a
But that's
bad
just a
batch, if you get a
It also
bad,
makes it
poison
cheaper
pill.
when you underpay people.
yeah,
It's
okay,
just a poison pill because you end up having to do your own quality control at the receiving
yes,
end, right?
yes,
And by that point, you've already got the goods, and
yes,
you're gonna go, what? Okay, well, send me a replacement,
yes, and you have to
and then
wait
they're
another
gonna go,
2 weeks for your replacements.
exactly. This
Yes.
is this is why we don't do this in the West
No, we do
uh,
it. We
for
do. Why do you think China gets all the business? We do this in the
uh,
West. That's what
I
every
mean, in
fucking
the West,
company
you would
does.
no, no. In the West,
Not
if you're a
every
manufacturer,
company, to be
in
fair.
in you've got in the UK, if you're doing that sort of thing, there are strict regulations around it. If
Mm.
you wouldn't be the case, you would like the British
Oh,
standards
I
mark.
see what you mean.
Obviously, you're
Right.
part of the EU, so you've
Yeah.
got the EU standards. So if you're buying from a
Yes.
manufacturer in this country, they wouldn't be able to get away with that shit.
Yes.
If it's in China, they'll just do what the fuck they like.
Well, that's why it's cheaper,
We
and it's
also we also have, obviously in the US, we also have quality control stuff if your
it's
manufacturing plant
it,
is here.
yeah, but the
Which is no
problem
bloody
is
good
right.
if you're buying all your goods overseas, is it?
Well, the
It depends.
problem.
That's kind of the
There are products here that are 100% made in the USA, and they get a stamp for that, and they can make that claim.
The,
If
the
they're
other
not
point
buying
is
from
right.
China.
No, but the point is right. They're buying from China because it's like much cheaper.
A lot of companies are, yeah.
even
Yeah.
even when you add on that little extra quality control that you have to do, it still works out cheaper getting it from China. It just makes economic sense to do it that way. Like it just does. Even if you get
Well-
a bad batch, even if you get
I
a bad
haven't bought
batch,
anything
it
from
still
China
works
in
out
a long
cheaper.
time, actually.
You probably don't even know if you've bought it from China because
But,
most shit
I mean,
comes
does
from
it?
China.
No, I mean,
consider it,
like,
Kat, you're assuming there is no time costs to having to sort that shit out. And
No,
that's
there
clearly
is.
not this example.
Oh
There's
no.
what I mean, as in, there's an economic time cost, right? And in
Yes.
this case like this, it's like, okay, well, like, oh, is it cheaper to do it? And you've got to factor in, okay, what
but-
opportunity is lost? In this case,
No.
as far as the pandemic is concerned, the opportunity lost is dying and not it being able to do anything ever again.
No, I'm not talking about like the virus that's going about at the moment. I'm talking about why
What I'm talking
China
about-
got all the
Well, I know
manufacturing in
why
the
so,
first place,
because it's
right?
cheap. Yeah, exactly, because it's cheap.
Because it's
But
cheap.
this is kind of the fucking point about why that's not necessarily what you should. There's a fucking reason why we have these laws in this country that make things more expensive, right?
Yeah.
It's for consumer protection. So what the fuck
Yeah.
did you expect to happen?
Look, I'm not the one that's doing it.
No, not you. I mean, as in
I'm
them
just
people
saying.
in general.
I'm just saying that's how everything works, right? If you want a cheap fucking product, most of the time, the shit's gonna come from China, and people want cheap products, right? So
I think
that's the way it went.
to me it depends. Like, if I was buying something from China, like I did before, like to make some stuff, right? To make some of my
This
stuff.
buying materials or whatever, right? I mean, it
Yeah,
either
I was
is
just
or it
buying
isn't. It's pretty hard
materials.
to fuck that up.
Yeah, and those
Well, they
sometimes
can.
if like,
I mean,
okay,
it could
but like,
not a high enough thread count, for example, if you had like
Yeah.
a linen, a lower quality thread count than as
Yeah.
advertised. I
And
imagine.
then
But it's not world ending, not really. Could be obviously not the quality you're expecting to buy, but on the well, I'll let you finish, Fishy, on your experiences.
okay, well, like it would, I would get something like a pair of like fuzzy socks, okay, which I take them apart anyways. So if they're fucked up, it doesn't matter because I'm cutting them up anyways
yeah,
to use in things. So I just cut off like the fucked up part, and it's good. And I have had like with the white, especially with the white. Okay, so which I think could happen here as well, but they probably wouldn't ship it to me.
Yeah.
But like, you know, you get like a spot on it from like the machine or whatever, so it's
Yeah.
like stained or
it's
something.
a second.
Well, it's like-
it's
it's
what
like,
we
okay,
used to
this
call
was-
seconds. It's
this pair of socks was 50 cents or
Mhm.
whatever, and I'm cutting it up anyways, so I just cut that part off and it's fine.
Well, no,
So
but
those
that's
kind of things. So it depends on what you're buying and what you're buying it for, on whether or not getting a bad quality or something
doesn't matter.
matters. So
Yeah.
with what I was doing, it really didn't matter.
Yeah, well, it was the same with everything else, right? So all the wee chips and stuff that China makes, and then it goes into iPhones and stuff. Like, Apple get shipped all the little bits and stuff from China, and then you put it together somewhere else, right? So they might get a bad batch of chips, but it doesn't matter because they when they're building them, it's quality controlled, so they chuck that out. So it's the same idea as what you're saying. It was just cheaper to get the part from China than anywhere else. That's why China is so big.
But,
They
like-
also manufacture their own stuff, but most of the time, the parts come from China. They get assembled somewhere else, and then get shipped out to us. That's pretty much how. That's what I mean by everything. Like, you couldn't
Well, like,
cancel
for
out China. is
example-
what I'm saying. You
For
couldn't just
example,
go.
like when I went to buy some fabric, and I bought my fabric on Etsy because you can buy from other countries and stuff. And I was
Aye.
like, I really want some adorable fabric that I can't get here in the States because for some reason we can't just produce super adorable stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with us. We can't fucking do it most of the
I
time.
mean, you could go to
Okay.
Japan, but usually
no,
Japan
Japan
gets
has
their stuff
Japan
from
has
China,
like
so.
the Asian countries, just the Asian countries tend to have like the super adorable stuff that I like, the look that I want.
Yeah.
And so like I was gonna get some fabric, and I'm looking at shops, and I'm like, this one's from China. I'm not gonna buy from you.
Yeah.
No. And they were cheaper. Okay, they were. But I was like, I'd rather spend a bit more, which I did spend a bit more. But I got the fabric that I wanted, that I liked, the little Gutem. I can't pronounce the name, but it's the little lazy egg dude, and he's super cute. And so I just bought it from somebody that said that they were based in Japan, because I was like, for one, I'm probably not gonna have traces of COVID-19 on it.
Well,
Most
Japan
likely,
has
it's
it
less of a
too.
chance. Yeah, everywhere has it, but I mean, there's less of a chance. I feel like there's less of a chance I'm gonna have like traces of COVID-19 on it. And then also, I don't feel like supporting China right now. I'm like, no, like F you guys for like releasing a plague unto us.
Oh,
So I
China's
don't
done
want to.
so many fucked up things. It's
So I
like this
don't
is just,
don't want to support. Yeah, they do like FDF stuff like all the time. But I'm just like,
this is
you know,
just
right
one that's
now.
kind of hard to just pretend isn't happening.
Yeah.
You're
No,
like, I can't ignore this one, China. I'm not gonna buy fabric from you.
We're talking about Animal Crossing because she's very, very strict about the freedom of Animal Crossing for the whole
Yeah.
world.
Yeah,
Right.
we're supposed to be talking about that.
Oh,
So
yeah.
get on to Animal Crossing.
It is basically a microcosm. It's like pretty much what people in Hong Kong go, fuck you, China in game. Apparently, you'd
Yeah.
have to explain it, Fishy, because I don't know how the fuck this shit works. And that's essentially why China's shutting everything down, because they've taken on the role of Madagascar in this pandemic, and they're shutting everything down on the Animal Crossing and all the other games. But I don't know how Animal Crossing works, so you're probably better off talking about it.
Yeah.
Well, you have little islands, and I haven't read this thing, so I'm not exactly sure what people did, but you can like chat to people too. You can chat to people when you're on your island and nobody else is on your island. If you're like friends with them and stuff, you can sit there and click on their name, send a message.
This is how it worked, okay? Because I've read a wee bit in this. An activist shared a screenshot from Animal Crossing's New Horizons using pattern curation tools to write the message that said "Free Hong Kong."
Okay, yeah, you can do that.
And mocks
And you can share that with
Chinese-
everybody. Your pattern.
Yeah, and he mocked Chinese leader Xi Jinping, who's very sensitive about Winnie the Pooh for some reason. Other players also used the game to vent about the CPP and post satirical messages. So the CCP banned the game on the 10th of April and now have taken further steps to clamp down on the gaming in general as an avenue for personal expression. So basically, because you can create these things in a game, free expression and all that, right? They just went, nah, fuck that. You can't play these games anymore, you dicks.
Just
Yeah.
surprised it took them so long to cotton on to this idea.
Yeah, I know. It's weird because I'm pretty sure you could build levels in like Doom 1 back in 1996.
You would have thought they'd already banned everything by now.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised it was open in the first place.
Because you could have a level. I mean, you could have spray paints in CS Counter-Strike and all the Half-Life games multiplayer, and you could use a spray paint that just says Free Hong Kong. Like, so they've just cottoned on to the idea that gamers can be fucking assholes. Well, not assholes, but you know what I mean.
I guess that's the question: does it say just how it was discovered? I mean, it doesn't, does it?
No,
I
it
mean,
just says
somebody had to find it, and report it.
Well, the activist shared it on Twitter. So, Animal Crossing is fast becoming a new way for Hong Kong protesters to fight democracy. The COVID-19 pandemic has halted public demonstrations, so protesters are taking their cause to Animal Crossing.
Taking it online.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is like a lot of people amid the COVID-19 or the coronavirus or whatever, amid that, a lot of Chinese people that, in my opinion, at least that I have seen, seem to be very displeased with how their government has handled it.
Yeah,
Actually,
well, they actually know though that like they know that it was seemingly. I've heard a couple of things saying that 100% came from the biolab that's 8 miles away from the wet market. That's now coming out. China's actually admitted, yeah, it probably did. There's also another one that just came out saying that it was a. I don't know if this is a meme. It might be because it sounds like it could be. You know what the internet's like. Seemingly, it was a female intern. I'm not sure if that's true, but
I don't know how they would really be able to figure.
well,
Also,
the FBI, the
we
FBI
do
says
what we do know that the virus is not like man-made though.
it isn't. It's not.
No, it's not
The-
they already figured out with the virus that it's definitely not man-made.
No, it's been messed with.
No, they have
Depends
found
what
no
you mean by
evidence.
man-made.
Yeah, it's been messed with. It's not.
It's not like it was built from the ground up.
No, no,
There's no
DNA
evidence. There's no evidence
there
that
by
it
DNA based by-
hasn't evolved naturally. It's not a natural
Yeah,
evolution.
there
They would
is.
be able to find that out.
they have.
No, there's no evidence.
There is.
There isn't. I read there was no evidence
When
that
did-
it wasn't
when did
a
you read
naturally occurring evolution.
When did
Like
you
not
read
that long
this?
ago.
How
Like a
long
couple
ago?
of days ago.
Well, the FBI says the FBI last week or 2 weeks ago said yes, it definitely came from that biolab. We told them, the FBI said we told them that their fucking lab wasn't up to scratch, and they were watching them basically. And the research that they've been doing says there's 2 things that are there that shouldn't be, and it looks like it's been messed with. Like slightly, not totally. Like they had the fucking virus, right, and they've been doing little tests with it and shit, and modifying it slightly, and they've found little things in it that look like they've been messing with it. Basically, it's not a natural.
You'll have to send me
I
like
would
a
have
link
to
or
find
something
it.
to that. And yeah, if you
just-
find it, send me a link or whatever. Because I read that it looks all naturally like occurring
See,
virus.
it depends where that came from. See, I
And
don't
not
trust
from
anyone.
it wasn't from China. That said that.
Well, this one was from I don't know. It was from. Do you know how they're doing the folding at home thing? And
You mean
they're-
grunts?
do you know how they're trying to find out how to cure it, right?
Yeah.
So they have
They're-
to map it.
There's a group led by Grums, the at Grums on Twitter.
No, it's not just that though. There's other the folding at home thing and like what they've discovered about how the thing
Yeah,
is.
that's a lot of the. There was a lot of power put in by people following
Yeah.
you on Twitter.
Yeah, Grumps and
Into
yeah,
that
he
project.
started a bit of it. But it's a whole project, right? And if they're mapping it and they've found seemingly they found little bits that are like, wait a minute, that's not natural. Like there's bits of it that are there was 2 bits that were like, wait a minute, that's been messed with. Does that make sense?
It
I get
looks
what
like
you're
a
saying.
fingerprint
I'm
of
just
some
saying.
sort of manipulation.
Mm.
Although obviously
Yeah.
the details of what exactly
Yeah.
the
They-
I understand what you're
how
saying.
They
I'm just saying
don't
it's
know.
not what I read.
Seemingly, I mean, I don't know how the fuck it works. That's fucking complicated shit, right? But seemingly, they found little fingerprints of someone human fuckery, which is fucking obvious. It's pretty possible, right? It's easily possible.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was
certainly
even
have the technology
impossible.
to do it.
Well, no, we've
don't
had the
have the
technology since.
Or yeah, for a long time now.
Yeah, Ali, do you remember foot and mouth disease in
No.
I do.
Britain?
Yes.
Yeah,
Pig
do you know
swine,
where that? Do you know where that came
swine flu.
from? It came from a place called Porton Down. Have you heard of that place in Britain?
No.
Okay,
No.
they were experimenting with bioweapons for since the 1920s, right? Since like mustard gas and all that, since World War One, there was a place called Porton Down in Britain, and they were messing with all these different chemicals and shit. They they tried loads of weird experiments. They released shit on the London Underground. They used to get the military. It's all online if you look up Porton Down. It's all on a wiki. They released all these different fucking little chemicals and shit. They experimented on soldiers and shit. Told them, no, it's okay, man. You'll be fine. It's just a test, man. And fucking half of them would die because they're breathing in this gas. Foot and mouth disease leaked from there because they were fucking with shit. And that's why we got the foot and mouth pandemic thing that was about in Britain.
Epidemic. It wasn't. I don't believe it spread to any other country. We ended up killing a lot of fucking pigs, though.
Oh yeah, no, we knew, but that we knew it was our fuck up. We done what China didn't, right? If that makes sense. We went, oh fuck, panic, kill all the pigs and cows and shit, and we managed to not spread it about the world, unlike China. Just saying. But yeah, if you look up Porton Down, that place is that was bad. And that was Britain that was doing it. So you can't come at me and say China's not doing that shit. Because guaranteed they are. Like, everyone's at it. Yeah, but Porton Down was in from the 1920s to I think it was like 60s or 70s or something. But it's still there, and they still have all these fucking diseases, modified fucking things that can fuck you up. It's still there, and if anything leaks from there, we're all fucked. So there's that. I think it was the 1920s. I think so. It was something to do with they panicked because of the mustard gas in World War One. And that's why they started experimenting with like the gas and bioweapons.
I don't think did they ever actually release any mustard gas? Because obviously there was a lot of fear about it. Everybody had a gas mask during World War One, but I don't remember it getting used that much.
Oh yeah, the Germans used it. That's why there was a panic.
We didn't use it. Is that right?
No, it was a new German weapon, and when they used it, we went, "Oh fuck, what is this?" But it gave us the idea. Oh, do you know what? Does that make sense? I'm not sure if we actually had our own. I don't think we did. I think it gave us the idea. Oh, if they've got this, we need it too. So we need to do experiments, and we could probably do it better. Let's research into fucked up bioweapons. So that's when you got all the doctors and scientists and stuff into the chemical bioweapon warfare type shit. Until everyone was like, wait a minute. And until everyone found out. And then they were like, holy shit, you sick bastards. It's like you can't... Because once you release a bioweapon, right? How are you going to stop it? Unless you've got the cure.
Pretty much.
Which, you don't have the cure if it evolves, right? So if it evolves naturally after you've released it, then you're fucked. So they started going, oh, wait a minute. After like 30 years of research, they were like, oh, wait a minute, this could be a bad idea because this shit can get out. and if it evolves when it's out there, the cure that we've got is not going to work. So, I mean, you can work that out in your head, because evolution will
Yeah.
always it'll always mutate at some point.
Yeah. And
So-
it always has, it always will.
So that's when they discovered, oh, this might be a bad idea, but it's too late. You've already developed them, and
Mhm.
everyone else knows. Everyone else is doing it. So by that time, it's too fucking late. The
Mhm.
what do you call it? The eggs out the basket, so to speak, or whatever you want to call it.
I think the horse is bolted.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I mean, you can try and close the gate, but it's not going to happen because the horse is gone, right? So anyway, yeah. So games with the words such as zombies, doomsday, kill, death, and ghosts and evil are prohibited by the CPP.
Ghosts?
Yeah, no,
They're very
zombie.
superstitious people.
They are. I think Fortnite doesn't even have a death animation and stuff for the China game people. Like games are
That's
messed up
funny.
in China. I think. I don't think there's blood. They're very authoritarian.
I do know China has stuff with blood or gore. I do know that because like I like to watch this little animal rescue, but it's like I don't think they're doing it anymore, obviously because of the coronavirus. But it's like a little animal rescue thing, and I got the words at the bottom, so it's whatever. But anytime they would kind of like blur out the animal,
Yeah.
until they like say if it was like missing a foot or something, that would just be like blurred out
Yeah.
until like they helped it, and then if it was like fine afterwards and you could see.
Yeah.
But like any sort of accident that happened with an animal that they had to take care of, like there would be like a dead mom cat, and then they were rescuing the kittens, and that would just be like blurred out.
Yeah.
But
No.
over here it's not. So I know that they have like an issue with like that because I would
Yeah.
I watched some of those.
Oh, they have issues with like everything, man. I don't know why. Like I know why, because like China has got like a up and coming like middle class that can actually pay for games and PCs and like movies and shit, right?
Watch American movies, but make sure
Yeah.
make sure when it is the film that we edit out any of the homosexual stuff that we're selling to our Western market,
Mm-hmm.
because we basically care about diversity, not money.
Yeah.
That's definitely what we're about. I mean, come on. Like, I remember, was it Mike from Red Letter Media probably said it best in his Star Wars review. It's like they're letting Chinamen watch movies now.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. Because that's who the money is. Like, because China's massive. It's a massive market, right? So it's like got the most people like in the world. It's the most populated region in the world, right? So if you can sell shit to China, you're gonna make bank, and they've got this up and coming middle class that kind of go on holidays, they buy shit, they can afford to do all this stuff because they're the people that run the factories, right? And the factories are making bank, right? So you've got a whole massive population of new income. So you want to sell your shit to China, right? It's just, you just do, because what businessman wouldn't want to have more money just coming in just because you edited a wee bit out of a film? It's like no one would not do that, right? Because it makes good business sense, right? But at the same time, their government are shit, so
I'm
you
gonna
have to edit your stuff to go
for a minute to make my daughter food now, though.
Yep.
By the way,
That's fine. No, I don't blame anyone for going for the China box, right? At all. Because I think like as we're seeing, right? The more stuff you ban, or the more stuff you like with the games thing. Oh, we'll shut down all the games so they can't play with anyone else. Surely at some point, if you're like with your government, at some point you must think, wait a minute, this is shit.
I don't
So,
know, man. It's hard to judge from history. It
do you-
seems to be
mm,
inevitably those things only end in violent ways.
well, yeah,
Not
no,
just
I think it will. Obviously, it will, right? But it's up to the Chinese people to do that, right? It's not. It's not up to us to go in and do it, right? Do you know
that's
what
Team
I mean?
America by the police.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I would be more like thinking of like the French Revolution or something, right? So it's up to them to fucking do it.
Well, you say that like the English weren't involved in the French Revolution. Obviously, trying to on the side of trying to stop the Republicans from taking hold on the fear of it
It
crossing the
coming Europe.
channel.
Yeah, no, but I'm
Yes.
saying I'm saying that the people done it, right? I'm saying it wasn't some other interference from another country. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm saying the peasants fucking revolted basically, right? That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that we didn't get involved in the other side. I'm just saying that it was a peasant revolt, and that's how France done
No,
it.
I understand.
And I think that's how China. That's I would just let China do it themselves, because eventually that's going to happen. Because if they start banning games, if uh,
They can ban as
like,
many games as they fucking like, as far as I care.
yeah,
It's,
but if you were a Chinese person and you were used to what 5-10 years of playing games with Western people, and then eventually you can't because your government stopped you, would that not maybe give you a red flag? Wait a minute, what what other shit is the government fucking hiding? What
well, I
do you,
mean, Tiananmen Square, for fuck's sake. How many years is
oh,
that
they
now?
no, they covered that up though. They done a
Well,
fucking
this
good
is my
job at
point.
covering that.
This is my fucking point, right? You say that
Mm,
especially they seem to be extraordinarily good at hiding things from their people.
yes, I know.
Quite,
But
yeah.
eventually, I'm just saying, eventually, man,
It might,
eventually.
the people may well not fucking care either. You've got to take that into
I
consideration. These are values that we care about, not necessarily the Chinese.
no, I think they do though, because if you look at Hong Kong,
Well, the Hong Kong has a very unique history,
I know, but
which is our fault, and
I quite
which
like
is
it.
good,
It's our
good
fault.
for them. Well, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
And I think
It's definitely one of those things that's like turned out much better for the people being conquered, as it were.
it definitely has, because they fucking prospered for fucking over what 200-300 years without the fucking Chinese
It
fucking them
wasn't
up.
that long.
I thought it was
It
the
wasn't
18.
hundreds of years.
Was it not the
We're talking.
1800s?
Couldn't tell you exactly, but definitely. Yeah, it was. I don't think it's part of the Victorian Empire.
Yeah. So it is
Later than
hundreds.
that.
It is hundreds of years.
No, as in I don't think it is, because that's when people generally think of the classic expansion of the British Empire. But to be honest, offhand I couldn't say.
No,
But I
I'm
don't think it's.
pretty sure it was over. Oh, it was before the 1920s, so it was over 100 years. It was definitely. I'm think it was the late 1800s, like for sure. Because it definitely wasn't the Industrial Revolution, which was in the 1920s ish.
The Industrial Revolution was earlier than that.
A bit earlier.
Yeah, it was in the 19th century, not the 20th century.
Yeah, so that was the 1800s as well. Maybe it was about the same
Yeah.
time. Maybe it was about the same time then. I'm pretty sure it was the 18.
Well, that's pretty. I mean, the Industrial Revolution is pretty much what allowed the British Empire to exist.
Yeah. Well, sort of.
Well, basically, because suddenly went from having a similar economy to the rest of the world to suddenly basically being able to output massively, produce more than any other country on the planet.
Yeah, which is about the 1800s.
If you put, yeah, exactly. This is what I'm saying. Until other countries started catching up, basically.
I'm pretty sure. It was 1800. I'm pretty sure it was the 1800s at some point. Maybe mid 1800s. It was when we had. It was when we had the big ships and stuff. The big sailing ships and shit. When we used to when we took India and we took like, we were having fights with France and Spain.
Well, that's the time of European colonization.
Yeah. But it was in the late.
Well, I mean that's one of the reasons. Obviously, that reminded World War One. Obviously, that was like one of the reasons for that was, we got to stop the expansion of the German Empire, which wasn't exactly huge compared to the British Empire, but there you are.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was I'm positive it was 18 something.
I mean, to be fair, I could just keep on saying that or look it up.
Where we got the contract.
Probably be easier to just fucking stop guessing and actually look this shit up.
Yeah, but I'm busy. Hang on. Like, well, okay.
1760 to 1820, the First Industrial Revolution. So 17th to 18th, 18th to 19th century.
Yeah. Blah, blah, where is it? I've got it up here. The colony, okay. Hong Kong became a colony of British Empire after the Qing Empire ceded Hong Kong Island at the end of the First Opium War in 1842. Yeah, I'm right.
19th century.
Yeah, it was the 1800s. Fucking told you it was the 1800s. And then, so that was a 99-year lease. And the whole territory was returned to China in 1997. Because that was part of the... It was
supposed to be 1999, I think, if I remember correctly.
No, it's 1997.
Yeah, I mean, that's when it was released, but I remember we gave it back early, if I recall.
We did. I think we did, yeah. But anyway, I fucking knew it was the 1800s. Fucking dickhead. I fucking knew it, because I know my wee I know my...
Well, I wasn't telling you wrong, it didn't sound right to me, that's all, but I mean, that doesn't mean that I'm certainly no expert on that particular piece of history.
No, I sort of was, because I like, well, as you know, I like the British ship. I like ships, so I know like the British Navy type.
You're thinking of like the Hornblower type stuff.
Yeah, so I kind of like all the. I don't know. I love the idea of a fucking pirate ship, right? I like the look of them. They look brilliant. They look awesome with all the cannons and shit. So yeah, I know when they were about and when pirates were about, because like, I just like.
Because you're a pirate.
No, it's just that I like the look of the ships and stuff, and I was like interested in it, so I looked it up, and so I know a lot about when that era was, right? The famous pirate era, when all the pirates were going about and looting the ships, and then you got Drake, Captain Drake, who was a prick, by the way. He was a proper pirate fucker, but he got a license from the Queen, a privateer. So he was a pirate, right? But what you used to get, if you were a pirate, you could get a special license from the Queen that made you a privateer. And basically what it said is, you can do whatever the fuck you want as long as you don't pirate our ships. Right? So what he did, he would fight the Spanish, he would go and annoy the Spanish, he would pirate the Spanish ships, the French ships, like
Yeah, that's
everyone
kind of
else.
That's
Everyone else
that's
except
one
for
of
the
the
British
privateers,
ones. Yeah,
wasn't
no,
it?
that's...
They weren't pirates. That was like a career
No,
option.
no, they were pirates. They were basically pirates with a
No,
license.
pirates didn't have a license. That's different.
No, yeah.
Yeah, it's very important to have a license.
Yeah.
You understand? There's a lot of shit that is legal if you have a license, and illegal if you don't. That still applies to them.
No, yeah, but Drake. So, Drake was one of the famous ones, right? He had privateer's license. As long as you don't attack British ships, you can do whatever the fuck you want, right? Free reign. So, even if the French or the Spanish complained, "Oh, come and help us with this pirate," they were like, "Nah, he's our." They would just ignore it. They wouldn't say he's our guy. They would just go, "Oh, what ship was it? Oh yeah, nah, we can't help with that. We're too busy." Like, and the Queen would get half, or get as long as you gave the Queen
some sort of cut.
some sort of cut of your shenanigans. Everything was fine, mate. It's alright, man. And he loved the Queen. He was giving her jewels and fucking everything, right? But there was one point where he got made sort of an admiral of the fleet when they were going for the Spanish Armada. And because he was really good at what he did, they were like, okay, kind of not official, but since you're really good at this, we're going to make you head of the fleet to defeat the Spanish Armada. Right. So what he did, well, that's how he won. So at night, there was one point at night when they were following him, and they had lights on the back and the front of the ship so you could tell where they were going. So at night, he ordered 2 of his ships to blow out the lights. And he went around the other side of the Spanish Armada. Basically, what he was doing, he was wanting to loot the Spanish Armada without being caught by the actual military guys saying, "Wait a minute, that's a military operation, you can't take the shit." Right. So what he did was turn out the lights, went round the back of everyone else, and in doing so, he chased the Spanish Armada into our Armada without knowing it, because what he just wanted to loot. It wasn't his strategy to do that. It just so happened to go on his side. So when they were chasing down the Spanish ship that they were trying to sink to steal, they accidentally chased them into the rest of the British force. That wasn't his intention, but of course he gets credit for that. No, he was a complete rogue. He was probably just going to loot that ship and then fuck off because he didn't want to get killed. Is my take from that story. But yeah, instead...
Sounds completely reasonable to me.
Instead, he made the Spanish Armada shit themselves. And by shitting themselves, they went straight into our Armada. And that's how we won, because they got captured in between two lots of ships and they were fucked. And Drake didn't get his loot, but that's exactly what he was after. Because why else would you put out your lights and then run away and turn up later? He definitely was. He's a cheating bastard, but he's still hailed as a hero.
Well,
I'm
that's
just
how
like,
you
I
win.
don't.
Cheaters. They say cheaters
Yeah.
never prosper, but that's bullshit, man.
Oh no, he was definitely going for pirating, and then he was going to fuck off. You just 100%, 100 fucking %. There you go.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right, so that's
Get away with that bit of copyright material on YouTube, I think. Don't you normally shut that shit off about now as well?
yeah. We should shut YouTube off. Right, bye YouTube. The next one is I don't know. We'll go Streets of Rage 4 because yeah,